Well, hi everybody. I am here again with Tracy Hanson, and we have been talking about strengths and weaknesses in the golf game first, but now we've been talking about it in terms of one's life, and particularly in terms of one's walk with Christ. The nasty little secret is that not everything is wonderful for believers. Right. There are things that are difficult. We have weaknesses in our lives. Some would even say that when Paul wrote of his thorn in the flesh, it was something that he just couldn't take care of on his own, and he really said, God, I need to get rid of this thing. It's driving me crazy. And that's a possibility. Also, we know that not everyone is gifted with the same things, and so some of us are going to be stronger in some areas and weaker in other areas. What's a challenge for you?
I think for me, being a single woman is actually allowing people to help me. And letting other believers come alongside me and be encouraging to me and receiving those words and to speak to my soul. It's something that I've been working on and allowing, I've got some really good women and men in my life that have been speaking into my life. And so I'm practicing receiving their words that, I am worthy and I have something to offer, and that God's going to use me in something bigger than what I know now. And so that's probably my biggest area where I need to pay attention to.
It sounds like I could have that same problem even if I weren't a single woman, that for whatever reason, from time to time, we step up and say, I'm going to tackle this on my own, and we end up falling flat on our face, don't we?
Yeah.
And so we need each other, and we need each other even though we're not very good at the things that we do, even when there are strengths sometimes. You know, we have a little an important joke among us that God uses sinners because he's got no choice. That's all he has. And so he works with us even when we are weak, and helps us even when we are weak. You talked a little bit about working from your on your strengths to get confidence, so then you'd go to working on your weaknesses in your golf game. How did those two things come together for you in your life? Okay, Lord, you've made me strong here. I'm struggling with this over here. Help me bring those together.
It's really important that we allow ourselves to actually put words to those things that we are recognizing, and then go talk to somebody about it. I was always a person while I was playing on tour that I just kind of holed up and I didn't talk a lot about what was going on the inside, and that a lot of that comes out of my childhood. And so I've been working really hard that when I feel something, if I feel shame, if I feel like, no, I want to do this on my own, but I know I shouldn't do this on my own, I call a couple of my close friends and say, this is what I'm feeling. I just need you to listen, give me some words, help me out here.
You were someone who was hurt when you were younger, and that put up some walls, and now you've had to say, I'm going over those walls. And I'm going to talk to some people who can help me. How did you know who to talk to? How did you know who you could trust?
After I got off on tour, God started putting some women in my life that I'm like, this is a little different. And I think I was getting to a place where I was ready to receive. And so they were vulnerable with me, and they made me feel safe. That what I had to share, and they even helped me find words, because I really didn't have words to what I was feeling. And so they helped me find those words, but I felt safe. I knew it was in confidence, and I knew that they had my best interest at heart. It wasn't about them. They were just genuinely wanting to pursue my heart with me.
Wow. If you were now sitting here with somebody who was young, coming up both in golf and in the faith, and you could speak a few words of encouragement, which you said was one of your strengths, into their life, particularly maybe if they're going through a challenging time, what are some of the key things you would say?
Number one, golf is a game, and we have to have fun. And when you start losing the fun of the game, then something's wrong. Something underneath is wrong. And for me, performance was it was an important thing for me to succeed, but I was driven by performance, and anytime we're driven by performance, there's something else underneath that's kind of the fire, and it's great to strive to be your best. I totally believe that. But when there's that drivenness, there's some fear, anxiety, pain that's the fire underneath it, and that's what needs to get noticed. And that was missed for me. And so I would encourage that young girl or young boy that have fun. It's just a game. Do your best, strive to excel, but at the end of the day, it's not what defines you.
Well, thank you, Tracy. This has been a wonderful set of conversations that we've had, and I know it'll be very helpful to some of our people who've been watching.
Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure. I love Links Players and what you guys are doing, and I love the fact that I can be involved.
Well, it's been great to have you in the studio where it's warm here
sunny.
in California.
Yes.